Hello everyone, welcome to day 5th of May Lead Code Challenge, and today's question is Jump Game 2nd. We have done Jump Game 3 and Jump Game 4 in the past. I'm attaching both the videos here, and it is on exactly similar lines to what we have done in the past. So let's get started with the presentation that I have created for this, and let's go. So let me just start the slideshow, and let me just take a pen here. The standard approach that we used in both those questions, Jump Game 3 and Jump Game 4, was a BFS approach, and we'll use the same approach to solve this question as well. I hope you'll be able to code it by yourself and solve the question by yourself using that approach if you have visited those videos. So let's get started. The question says we are given an array and we are at the starting index of that input array. We need to reach the end position of the input array, and we need to determine how many hops are required to actually reach the terminal position. With each jump, you can take as many hops as the number that is given at that particular index. For example, if you are at the 0th index, you can reach up to two next indexes, 1 and 2, from this point. If you are at one position, the first index, you can reach up to next 3 indexes from the current point, which is 2, 3 and 4. You need to tell the minimum number of hops that are needed to reach the terminal position, which in this case is 4. So let's get started with it. We'll create a queue, and since we are at the starting position in the queue, we'll add 0th index into the queue, which means we are at the 0th index. And as usual, we'll pull out elements from the queue, and we will generate the maximum length up to which you can reach from this current index. So that would be equal to I plus value at ith index, which in this case is 0 plus value at ith index is 2. That means you can reach up till second index. So what we are gonna do, we'll add the corresponding children into the queue starting from the 0th index. So we'll add 1 and 2 into the queue. That means these are its children which are reachable from the 0th index, and we'll remove this element. Apart from this, we'll mark that this element has been visited in the past so that you don't run into a loop kind of a condition. So we'll mark it as visited as true. And let's continue this approach. We'll pull out elements from the queue. This time we got 1, and using the same formula, we'll calculate what is the maximum length that you can reach. The maximum length is 1 plus 3 is 4. So you'll add 2, 3 and 4 into the queue, and let's continue the process. Then we get 2 from the queue. Also, let's mark the first index as visited so that we know that this has been visited and we don't need to redo anything starting at the first index. And let's continue the process. Let's remove this first, and next we have 2, and let's pull out 2 from the queue. 2 plus the value at 2 index is 1, so that signifies 2 plus 1 is 3. So we'll simply add 3 to the queue. 3 gets added, and this marks the termination of second level. So this was the 0th level, this was the 1 level, and this is the second level. And after this, what we are going to do, we'll mark this node as visited and remove the key from the queue. Let's continue the process, and let's pull out elements from the queue. We got 2. 2 has already been visited, so we'll remove it, we'll ignore it. Let's move to the next iteration. We got 3, and at 3 we'll check the same rule. 3 plus 1 is 4, so we'll add 4 back in the queue and mark it as visited. So this is gone. Next we'll pull out 4, and at 4 we'll see that we have reached the termination of the input array, and since it's a termination condition, we'll abort the process and return whatever the value of level is at this particular condition. So whenever you see that you have reached the termination index, you'll simply return the level value at that particular instance, and that's it. So that is the answer. Level is 2 and that is the answer, and you abort the process. So this was a standard approach, and I'll be coding this up as well. But even before completing the solution, let's look at the greedy approach as well. The greedy approach is also inspired by the BSF approach. The only thing that changes is that we don't need an extra queue for generating the solution. So let's get started with it. The first thing that we are going to do, we'll calculate the length or the maximum index that is reachable from the current index, which in this case is 2. So this is that index, and this marks that up till a second index you only need one hop to reach, max one hop to reach. So you'll make a divider at the second index in the process, and from 2 what all indexes can we reach? 1 and 2, and from 1 what all indexes can we reach? We can reach up to 4. So the maximum value becomes 4. 4 is reachable from 1. From 2 the maximum index that can we reach is 3. So the maximum value of 3 and 4 is 4. So the max reachable after the second index is 4. After the second index it is 4, that the fourth index is reachable. And let's continue the process, and as soon as we reach the first breaker that we created at the second index, we'll increment the level value. So the level value becomes 2 here. We'll simply increment it, and from 3 what all indexes can we reach? We can reach 4 again, and from 4 it really doesn't matter because you have reached the terminal position, and you will return the value of level. So let's understand the greedy approach by another example, and this time I will reduce the value of 3 to 2. So we are at the starting index, and up till what indexes can we reach? We can reach up till second index. We'll create a breaker at the second index. Let's continue the process, and we got 1 and 2. From 1 what all indexes can we reach? We can reach up to 3. From 2 we can reach up to 3 again. So the maximum value of these two values is 3. That's fine, and let's continue the process. And since this time we are breaking the breaker condition, we'll increment the value of level. So level here was 1, level here becomes 2, and since the level condition is broken, we'll create a new level here. From 3 what all indexes can we reach? We can reach up to 4. So let's continue the iteration. Again there is a level breach, the divider breach, and the level increases from 2 till 3. Since we are at the last index, we abort the process, and the value of level is 3, and we return it as an answer. So without much ado, let's move on to the coding part for this. The first code that I'll explain is the BFS approach, and here I have created a queue and another array that will help me identify what all elements or indexes have been visited in the past. I added the first index into the queue and initialize the level to 0. I start with a simple iteration over my queue and calculate the size of the queue, and till the time I'm still currently visiting one particular level, I pull out elements from the queue, check whether it has been visited in the past. If it has been visited, I'll continue and reject it. Otherwise, I'll check what is the current index that I have pulled out from the queue. If it happens to be equal to the terminal condition, that means the last index, I'll abort the process and return the level. Otherwise, I will find the maximum index that is reachable from the current index. And how we'll find it out? Current index plus nums at current index, the formula that was stated in the slideshow as well. Also, there is a slight caveat to it. We had to take the minimum of this value and the total number of length that is there in the input array, because there could be cases where current value plus current index plus the value exceeds the length of the input array. In order to handle those cases gracefully, we have to take the minimum value here. So let's continue the iteration till the time max value is greater than the current index. I'll check whether I have visited the max index or not. If I have not visited, I'll add it in the queue and reduce the value of max index. Once I've done that, I'll update the visited for the current index, since I have visited all its children, to true. And once I am out of a particular level, I'll increment the value of level and return the value of level once I am out of the queue. So the time complexity for solving this approach is order of n, and space complexity is again order of n. Let's talk about the greedy and the smarter approach now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to define three variables: the levels that, or the jumps that I will take. I'll initialize it to 0. I'll initialize the divider index to 0, since my first divider will be at the 0th index, and I'll define a variable that max reachable index, and I'll initialize it to 0 as well. So let's get started with the iteration. I is less than nums dot length I plus plus. The first thing that I'm going to do is to check whether I have breached my divider value. If that is the case, I'll increment the value of level and I'll update my divider value for the next iteration with the max reachable index. Otherwise, I will update the max reachable index to math.max max reachable index comma I plus nums of I. So this value is resetting the level whenever I turns out to be greater than your divider value, and after that you reset the value of your divider for your next iteration, and you update the max reachable index to math.max of max reachable index comma I plus nums of I, the same formula that was highlighted in the presentation. And once we are done with this, we'll simply return level value. Accepted. What is the time complexity of this approach? Time complexity is order of n, space complexity is order of 1. Thanks for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it.